Hey sports fans, my name's Jade and welcome back to another episode of the Playoff Reviews show. Today we'll be going through a TOF Solo match, specifically the upper bracket semifinal of the TOF Thunder Solo. Let's dive straight in with the introduction of our two competitors. MVP. He started off by dominating the first pair of matches in the playoffs, shutting out MMI and KC at 3-0. His first true challenger showed himself in a heated quarterfinal against Grigolava, which ended in the favor of MVP 2-1. He's currently a member of a well-known second league clan called Law Lions. Modest. He was 3-2 against Leniamal in the quarterfinal, but otherwise he shut out everyone 2-0 up to this point. He's also the co-leader of Full Please, a second league clan. Round 1. MVP started off super quick with effective drop control, captures the first flag within 2 minutes and self-destructs immediately. A nice quick play. The rest of this round was actually back and forth, the effective drop control and great maneuvering while controlling each other's self-damage and positioning throughout the map. MVP had the advantage by being the player who always capped the first flag before Modest would respond to tie the round. Unfortunately, by making a small yet crucial mistake in the final seconds of the round, he lost this advantage. While mishandling his tank along the edge, MVP loses the final seconds of his supplies, and Modest quickly catches up with a speed boost to stop MVP inches away from capturing. Modest goes on to capture his 6th flag here, and the round ends in his favor, 6-5. Round 2. The characteristics of a semifinal really began to show as these two players showed perseverance and tremendous consistency, capturing back and forth just like in round 1. MVP breaks the chain this time though by capturing to make it 3-1, and the pressure turns up for Modest as he plays carefully as the round stays at that score for quite some time. Eventually the silence breaks again from MVP. The first round's mistake must have only filled him with more confidence as he stands his ground to make it 4-1. In the final minute of the round, the match is 5-2 for MVP, and the final seconds close off 5-3 as Modest captures one final flag. Round 3. With the match now tied at 1 round for each contestant, the pressure is building up as every maneuver from here on out has to be careful. MVP kicks it off with the first flag capture. Both players make careful moves as it's just 2-2 halfway into the round. Both players clash back and forth and another chain is born with quick captures. Modest shows an upper hand here as he's the first to capture the 6th flag with a drop of HP left and quickly self-destructs. With a minute left, the match is tied 7-7. This round went from silent halfway in to hectic chains of flag captures back and forth. Both players are very careful with their movement, supplies, and flag placement as round 3 closes off in a tie. Round 4. With a great display of accuracy and movement from MVP, he takes the first flag in this round. Round 4 was just as tight as round 3 though. It seemed like the game was surely going into overtime, until it was Modest's turn to make a small mistake. As the clock was ticking down, pressure was building up and it was a hard decision to choose whether to play the flag safe or go for a push. Unable to make his mind up in time, Modest confuses himself and runs for a push, which is now set up an advantage for MVP as Modest has now lost his supplies. This surely wasn't the key decision that changed the fate of round 4, it was arguably the point near the end where it started to go really downhill for Modest. Another chain of captures begin until the game comes to a hold at 5-3. Both players start playing carefully until the final minute where Modest makes a quick capture and MVP provides a swift response, putting the round at 6-4 for MVP. And now for our conclusion. This semi-final match was definitely a very tight one to remember. We saw multiple occurrences where both players just went straight at it, carefully taking turns at capturing flags. Despite MVP's heartbreaking mistake in round 1, he managed to redeem himself in round 2 with a big change of events, and unfortunately Modest's small mistake in round 4 was one of the changing points that led MVP to his win. Regardless, it came down to very small mistakes between two professional duelists. We saw incredible usage of supplies and movement throughout the map, self-destructing at the perfect times, and effectively controlling splash damage. The TOF solos progressed forward as Thunder inches closer to the end. MVP moved on to the upper bracket final after this match, but faced an unfortunate loss against Avitis Mergelian 2, pushing it all the way to the 6th and final round. But with that, the Solo Thunder Tournament is now awaiting its grand final. Be sure to stay tuned as we will be watching Avitis compete there soon. See you next time, Tankers!